Hi there, I'm King J the First, and this is Queen Jude of the Court of Queen Jude. That's because we're self-sovereign, not chattels of the Navy, and not subject to the wind saws, who I believe to be fake, as Ed 4 was not the issue of Ed 3. Baldrick ironically points this out to us, and of course he has good reason to. He's Jewish and he realises and understands that Ed 3 drowned a whole bunch of merchants, Jewish merchants, that loaned him money to build castles in the Thames rather than pay them back their money. So probably that's why Tony Robinson's so unhappy about that. But nevertheless, the Black Prince inherited the crown from Ed 3, but then I say was murdered on the battlefield, stabbed in the back, had his throat cut, his heart cut out in a ritual. The heart was cooked on his shield, and the Templars that killed him ate the heart. Tony Robinson thought it was a bowman that had slept with the Queen, but no, I say it was a Templar, which he was trying to avoid saying. So why am I sitting outside this little building here? Well, this is what used to be Barnwell Priory, or what's left of it. So first, how did it get to be here? The Lord of the Manor, this is about 1200, somewhere around there. This is coming from a folk song, folk tale, folk poem in the Cambridge collection. Well, he fancied a young lady, this lord of this area, and she was betrothed to be married to a young lad, so he had the lad killed. Grief-stricken, the girl threw herself down the well at Barnwell and died. It was said that this lord, this Templar, was then, well, tormented by these two phantoms for the rest of his life. Miserable creature that he was. And he donated all his estates to build Barnwell Priory. Now why is only this bit left? So somewhere around the 1200s or so, a lightning storm hit the big wooden cross on top of the priory. Now this burned for several days and set fire to the houses round about. So the locals thought, well, something funny is going on here. This is retribution of some kind. So as in Frankenstein movie, the torches came out, lit the torches, and they stormed the priory. And what they found was God upstairs and Satan downstairs. They found tunnels going to a nunnery about on the corner of East Road over there. This is Beach Road in Cambridge. They found tunnels going to the nunnery, and the nuns were coming and having orgies and rituals and that kind of thing with these Satanists downstairs, while the people were being oppressed and told, don't do this, it's a sin, don't do that, it's a sin. Well, of course, all those in the priory were committing those sins and much worse. Now this is a key to Freemasonry. If you go into Freemasonry, they tell you if you betray the Brotherhood, they will cut your throat and cut your heart out. So it's a kind of early mafia, really. And if you betray the Brotherhood, they will kill you. That's what they tell you. So this means even if they're fairly nice people themselves, they will protect the scum, they will protect the paedophiles and murderers, child murderers, as we have seen. Certainly in Cambridge, the case of Keith Laverack, and you can look this up, he went to jail for 18 years, but what he'd been doing as head of social services in Cambridgeshire was literally bussing in people to the different children's homes in Cambridgeshire, and many of them, this isn't a one-off incident or a couple of people or a couple of homes, this is hundreds of children, hundreds of abusers. This is an industrial thing that's been going on in this country for years. Now we find Ted Heath was having children provided by Savile and German intelligence, which he would torture on his Morning Cloud boat at Jersey, coming from Houtlegrand, the children's home there, after he had abused and used them as he wanted and tortured them as he wanted. German intelligence would would then kill the child because he was too famous, and they didn't. And this was to blackmail Heath, so that we would be blackmailed into the European Union. This shows very clearly that the European Union is actually Fourth Reich, built, we know, from Nazi money, from Operation Paperclip. The Americans again, and the American bankers again, who, well, let's just put it very cleanly, very clearly, death for money. That's what their whole trip is. And that's what they've been doing for many, many years, across many, many wars. So this is good news though in a way, because everything we have paid as Britain to the European Union must be repaid. If we were blackmailed into joining, that's a criminal offence. And Germany and German intelligence and the German government, they know as reparation. And every penny that's been paid to the European Union has to be returned to the UK. Similarly with the Windsor's. And I mean, William, if he knows Grandad killed Mummy and he thinks it's alright because he gets to be a king, it's pretty disgusting really. And if you know that Savile was so involved with the royals and staying at Chequers every Christmas, what was he doing? Providing children for Dennis and his pals? Of course. So this has gone on and on and on, and we've seen now recently Jenner, who should have been prosecuted years ago, but he's a bloody Freemason and he gets away with it, of course, as they all do. So it's time these criminals were just simply put into jail. What we have to do in this country